What do you do for a third of your life? You sleep. You spend 26 years of an 80-year life with your eyes closed, unconscious, completely unaware. What if you weren't forced to do that? Everything would change. Everything. Let's start with the math. 8 hours of sleep a day. That's exactly 33% of your day. 122 days a year. Over an 80-year lifespan, that's 26 full years. For 26 years, you produced nothing. You learned nothing. You just lay there. If it weren't for sleep, those 26 years would be yours to reclaim. If you had 8 extra hours every day, that's 2,920 hours this year. You could have built a second career. You could have learned a new language. You could have built a new life. Or you could have simply lived more. You could have watched the sunset. You could spend more time with your friends. You could finally do all the things you've been putting off, because now you had the time. Now take this from the individual level and apply it to the entire world. 8 billion people. Every single one of them works, produces, and thinks 8 extra hours every day. The global economy currently generates $100 trillion a year. What if there were no sleep? There are economists trying to calculate the answer to this question, and most of them pause in the middle of their calculations, because the number, it's truly mind-boggling. Sleep isn't just about resting. While you sleep, your brain is actively working. It clears out harmful proteins that have built up throughout the day. It processes memories and consolidates what you've learned. The medical community calls this the glymphatic system, and this system only kicks in during sleep. Without sleep, this cleansing wouldn't happen. Alzheimer's, dementia, memory loss, difficulty concentrating. All of these are directly linked to sleep deprivation. In a world without sleep, people would work more, but they would think less. The brain isn't alone. During sleep, the entire body enters a repair mode. The immune system strengthens. The heart slows down and rests. Growth hormone is released. Cells regenerate. Without sleep, this repair process would never occur. People would work more, yes, but they would live much shorter lives. And perhaps the most bitter irony is this. The 26 years gained without sleep are offset by the years lost to illness and fatigue. Now let's turn to the dark side. Throughout history, wars slowed down at night. Armies needed to rest. Soldiers needed to sleep. This necessity, whether intentional or not, gave wars a natural breather. Without sleep, there would be no such pause. Wars would rage non-stop, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. History's bloodiest conflicts would have been far bloodier. Sometimes, sleeping saves more lives than you might think. Unless the life of the nation is in peril, war is murder. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, founder of the Republic of Turkey. And perhaps the most intriguing result is this. The distinction between night and day, it would become completely meaningless. Cities would operate at full capacity 24 hours a day. Traffic would never stop. Restaurants, schools, factories, all would be open around the clock. Sunset would no longer hold any significance. No one would sleep under the moonlight. There would be no such thing as the quiet of the morning. The world would turn into a machine that never sleeps. It sounds efficient, doesn't it? But at the same time, when you think about it, it's a bit unsettling. A world without sleep would be more productive, it would be richer, it would be stronger. But at the same time, it would be more tired, it would be harsher, it would be less humane. Maybe sleep isn't a weakness. Maybe sleep is part of what makes us who we are. Our dreams, our rest, the resetting of our minds. Maybe sleep is exactly what we need. Good night.